Welcome into the Pop Culture Pile Driver. I am Jason Rossi, but most importantly, you can find us as a little squad here at Pop Culture PD on the Twitter machine. I can be found at Jason Rossi, or Jason D Rossi, should I say. With me, as always, my tag team partner in the podcast sphere. He goes by the handle of @BillyD2411. His name, oddly enough, is Billy D. What's going on, man?
Hello. Not too much. Just got out of work. Fun day. Ready to do this one-hit wonders draft. I like a lot of one-hit wonders, so it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I am pretty jazzed up about it. We'll bring on our guests in a minute, Bill. But, you said you did a little work day. We're all coming off of things. What's on your mind today, Bill? And don't give me nothing. Give me something
Traffic.
good. Oh,
Traffic.
What? Wait, what?
It's kind of back. It's kind of back. So now I can drive into the office because they're paying for my parking, which is nice. So on a normal day, like Sundays when I do the early show, like the football show, I can get there in 12 minutes flat. Today there was a little bit of traffic. What is that road next to 93, Sturo Drive? On that, for those of you in Boston, it kind of was backed up old school. It was backed up to like right off of 93. It went fast, but I always said I was willing to live through the Thanos snap because I want less traffic. I'm willing to I'll roll the dice because like less traffic, less people. Anytime there was a holiday, the T was easier to take. It was easier to drive in. I'm one of those guys. I will drive 10 to 20 minutes longer just to avoid traffic. And today I forgot my fucking badge. So luckily I was running way early. So I had to drive all the way home in traffic, get back in traffic. And it wasn't like heavy traffic, but it was decent enough. It was like what you would normally experience at like 1 o'clock on a Friday kind of traffic. So like but like I'm used to just breezing around during COVID, and now not the case so much.
Bill, would you say arguably maybe we are living in the Thanos snap right now? Like
a little bit.
Like we just don't know it. We just like it's not as immediate. Slowly attacking us all. 2020 has kind of been the Thanos snap of all time.
A little bit. And once that happened, I was like, somebody at work was like, I think your thing's actually coming true here. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to dial that back. I don't want people to die, especially, due to, an illness that will, be wheezing and you're on a respirator. So I'm going to dial that take back a little bit, but I did like the less traffic. So let's get some more lanes because by the time the big dig was finished, it was already obsolete. And I think we all feel that pain when we drive through Boston.
There you go. Bill's dealing with the traffic. For me, Bill, I will start by I think this might be the first time. I don't want to say for sure. The first time I've responded to my awful takes, right? I don't believe I usually.
No, you have.
Maybe the first time because I let it live.
And the ostrich.
Well, because the ostriches are awesome. I have done so much research on ostrich. I'm trying to convince my son that ostriches are awesome, and he rolls his eyes, and he's 9 months old. But this week I forget. It was about fast food stuff, which Chick-fil-A. Yeah, listen, I never said I was like the guru of fast food. I just have never been there. I should go there, correct? But when they talked about my office, like the first couple episodes of season 3, I don't agree with Fryer. Trust me, I don't think there's many things anybody can agree with with the kid, but. I'm watching this live, 2020, the world we're living in. Turn on the news, look at the culture of the world, and so when I watch these first few episodes of season 3. It's bad. It's hard. It's cringe-worthy watch. It is. If you've seen it before, so you know it. If you're just seeing this for the very first time, that Oscar gay episode was literally, my skin was like crawling. It was so uncomfortable because you have to understand, I'm watching this today. If I watched this, 14 years ago, whenever the show, season 3 was out, I think it was 13 years ago, like totally different story. And the season gets so much better after that. So I'm right now like midway through season 3. We'll have a season 3 episode down the pipeline for you. We won't invite Fryer. We'll have people that actually watch the show in live time. But the season is outstanding, so much better. But the first couple episodes are so awkward and they're trying to like find their footing with things. They turn up the awkward a million. No, they do. You can give me your cringe face. It's weird. It's a different style show with the 2 different offices, and then they smash them back together after about 4 episodes.
I mean, I couldn't disagree with you anymore. I really think that is some of the strongest television ever made, and I don't think
no way. There's no way you're telling me that those first 3 episodes, you watch it back. I would dare you to watch them back.
I did. I just watched them like 4 days ago.
Today you watch it on the back of your screen.
No, I watched Scott's Tots today. I watched almost all of season 6 and 7.
I'm not there.
But what I will say is I think, and Keith obviously brought this up on the take, and Davey's all over you on that as well, and he'll be one of our guests tonight. So very fitting, and he could probably...
He's coming on?
Yeah, he could box you around a little bit here. But I think that season 3 and season 4 of Michael Scott, especially the Gay Witch Hunt episode, are some of like the best character work anyone's ever done. I think you could put Michael Scott's season 3 and 4 up against anybody's run in television history. I'm talking like George Costanza, seasons 7, 8, and 9, Walter White, seasons 3 and 4. I mean, it is some of the best television from any perspective, especially comedy, that you will ever see. I mean, season 5 is pretty good too, but seasons 3 and 4 of Michael Scott could be some of the best sitcom stuff ever. I think it probably is the best sitcom stuff ever.
I'll eat that sandwich for now. I'll eat that Chick-fil-A sandwich right now because I'm not there yet. I'm not far enough through. I will say I started to dip into those 40-minute episodes, Bill. Don't like them. Don't like them. A little too long.
Comedies are not meant to be 44 minutes, except Psych.
But this is a preview for Downline. But I just want to say, like, I'm watching this today. Everyone has fond memories of the show, and I really like it. Season 2, I've watched like 5 times over. I think season 2 is undefeated. Like, there's no bad episodes. I absolutely love it. Season 3, the beginning, definitely a little tough footing. And I also heard there was some switching writers, and the show got much more popular. Producers, Mindy Kaling kind of wasn't as prevalent. BJ Novak wasn't as prevalent. They had more creative people behind the scenes. But nonetheless, that just was on my mind, Bill. Real quick, Rossi Wrestling Minute, Bill. Big wrestler guy here. We're going to be figuring out next week. We're going to have another special wrap up to our sweeps. But we this week, Bill, they're actually dropping another, yes, that's right, Bill, another pay-per-view. It will be Night of Champions, where all the championships will be on the line. But more importantly, Bill, they've been doing this storyline about this, like, remember Nexus? Do you remember that storyline?
Oh, yeah. Great storyline.
So they're kind of doing something like that, but it's called Retribution.
Oh, I saw it. Is my girl Mia Yim one of the leaders?
She is. But as a positive as a wrestling fan as I could be, this is pretty rough, Bill. These are people that are supposed to be vigilantes that all of a sudden signed contracts and had a match. The quotes aren't had a match. It's weird. It's a weird storyline. I think it would be more popular and grab more casual fans because it was cool in the beginning. And I'm sure Jobber Knocker, some of our, hopefully we'll get together with them next week. We can talk a little further on this, but it's real weird. It's like something they thought would be like, oh, get that like guy who watched 20 years ago to come on. And I don't think it's happening.
Yeah. And also, by the way, I did watch the Finn Balor Adam Cole Bebe match.
Awesome, right?
Fine.
F off. Honestly,
I'm serious. It was a fine match. It was not anything special. I would take any of the Velveteen Dream matches over it, anything Tyler Bates ever done. It really was a good match, but Finn Balor is very limited. He does repetitive moves, and that was
not in that match. Not in that match.
He did more moves, but he's still like the underselling of moves. And I'm not a huge.
That's everywhere though. That's
I know, but like the best wrestlers don't do it, and I really think it suffered that a little bit. Like they're doing moves that would be worthy of death, and they're up 30 seconds the next, like 15 seconds later, winning the match.
That's 2010s wrestling, though. I agree. And Bill, you said all the best wrestlers do it. Well, that means, obviously Seth Rollins.
John Cena doesn't do it. AJ Styles doesn't do it.
What about Seth Rollins?
He does it, and he sucks.
All right. You can also find this podcast as we're heading in deep now. If you haven't found us yet, you can check us out all podcast platforms, including what is it? Amazon Music now as a podcast channel. We're part of the pilot. People, I don't know. I hope all the rest of the Dork Shared universe is on there. If not, I can send them a link. But basically, if you're a Amazon Music subscriber, you can now listen to podcasts. You can check out Pop Culture PD. Excited to be over there, as well as anywhere podcasts are found. Now, Bill, today we have some very special guests. We're going to be doing a very special music topic. But for the first time, joining us from the Change My Mind podcast, he is Wes. Wes, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. I would like to be referred to as Tan Levinson for the rest of the
I want to kill everybody. I want to murder everyone. And also from the Dork Podcast, also on Twitch. He's a Twitch affiliate you just search him as RVonD. He is the Davey to Keefe's Keefe. He is from the Dork Podcast. It is Ryan Davey. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on? Oh, the Davey to Keefe's Keefe. What does that mean?
I don't know. I just thought of it as
Rossi is a whiz at introductions. If you could,
that was good. Usually, I'm so used to these like long-winded intros that was nice and succinct.
By the way, Davey is the only other person I have ever met in my entire life who does everything righty except right.
Yep,
right's lefty. I was shocked to find that out. We had a good golf outing, by the way.
So that was one of the things that Billy D and I bonded over. We do everything, everything gross motor right-handed, everything fine motor left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
So I write with my right hand, but my fork is my left hand. Does that count for anything?
That's weird. So I eat, brush my teeth, like brush my hair left-handed, and everything's athletic I do right-handed.
Mm-hmm. I got to step in here as the only full left-hander person in here. I will not allow any sort of crossover or switch hitters there. You're right all the way. You can't be left when it's convenient for you.
Technically,
I won't allow it.
According to the I don't know what it's called. They call it a gripometer, like the measures grip strength.
Yeah. I've done that because I broke my wrist.
I'm technically ambidextrous.
Wait a second. Is that thing that made you test
It looks like
Scientologist, like those things in the mall?
No, I didn't get my engrams tested. No, it was to test grip strength. My wife's an OT, so to test grip strength, they give you this thing, and I'm actually equal strength in both hands.
One of my favorite headlines in news ever was amphibious pitcher pitches a shutout.
Amphibious, yes. Greg Harris with the 6-finger glove.
Yeah.
I think you did have it. You had that little weird like, spacey thing. Anyways, gentlemen, we're here today to draft one-hit wonder songs. And this time, we didn't put much rules and regulations behind it because I think it will just lead to more conversation.
Hey, you never do. You never put rules. Can we pick the same 5 songs? Can we pick the same, what the hell?
Listen, Davey, I could be struck by lightning literally as soon as we hit stop on this podcast, and I could die. And I will go to that little
I don't want
grave.
that to happen, by the way.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But if it does, I will stand by. The rules were set up. You could take the same people. There was no, it is in our DMs. I will die a truthful man, but die nonetheless.
I still didn't know.
It's getting sad. All right.
It doesn't make any more sense.
No,
it ahead of time, but
we're not talking about sense on this podcast. We're just talking
I
about
talk about things like making sense and continuity.
All about making those dollars, though. Am I right?
Yeah, you know it. Keep that stuff on your podcasts. Anyways, so if you haven't checked out, if you aren't already a member of the Dork Shared Gooniverse, make sure you're checking out the Dork Podcast as well as Tan Levinson's Change My Mind podcasts, and we'll get into what you guys have done recently. Make some comments about that at the end. But yes, no rules here. What you define potentially as a one-hit wonder is different from what I define as a one-hit wonder. I have a strategy going into this draft. I'm sure you all brought up some different things, whether it's just songs you like. I looked at it as I've heard this band here and I've never heard of them anywhere else. Like not just like a chart topper. Like I don't even think they exist anywhere outside of that one song, but you may have different reasons. There could be, hey, they dipped into the top 40. They had another, like a top 10 song. Another one was in the top 40, but didn't really make a splash. We'll figure it out. But Bill, do you want to jump?
Time out. How can something make it into the top 10 and not make a splash?
No. And then I meant the second song make it to the top 40. Sorry for my ranking.
Okay.
So, like, let's just say we'll just say Pearl Jam. Just making something up. Pearl Jam has a number 1 song. Their one other song made it into the top 40 that we all probably know, but didn't make that like gigantic impact. Like I worked in music radio for a long time. There's a lot of freaking charts out there in the early 2010s and late 2000s. So you can go all over the place with this. But take the strategy that you will. Bill, did you put in order together? Do you want me to? You want to pop it on the screen?
So I did not make a list, but we can just go randomize it right now if you want to stall for 1 second.
Oh, I got something to stall, Bill. We have a special guest.
Look at these shirtless
Son
Friars
of
in the
a
house.
bitch.
Did anybody take the Baja Men yet? Who are the dogs out?
Oh, no, hold on. Let me put you down as that one. Can you stand up for a second, Fryer? If you're going to go shirtless.
Well, I mean, I have my pants on. I don't know.
There it is.
Oh, look at this kid.
Good. I told you.
On you,
I told you. Can I say something? Last time, everyone's like, "Oh, you look gross. You get some tan." I said, "I think he's in good shape." I
Wow.
defended it.
It's ripped up.
Thank you, Rossi. I really came on.
All right, so Bill, if you can go into the randomizer.
Oh my god.
That couldn't have been perfect, by the way. That was great.
By the way, that is he's quite the in shape man. I almost missed out on that.
For those who are listening to podcasts, you may want to check out YouTube or the hashtag Dork Shared Gooniverse Facebook page just to see Nick's 7.5 pack there as well.
Or the OnlyFans at this point, drop some dollars.
Please, yes. Is he
You
on?
get a peek at those feet, though.
Yeah. Friars Feet. Onlyfans.com/Friars Feet. If you're into webbed feet, webbed toes, I think he's got you covered.
Nice. All right.
Talking about amphibious again.
Yeah, right. It circles back.
But Bill, I believe you can potentially show on the site right here in our little cubes.
I don't think I can, but I got it anyways. I don't have control anymore. So in the 1 spot is Rossi, 2 is Davey, then me, and then Wes has the best pick in my opinion in the draft. He's got the wheel.
Okay,
That's right. Give it to me.
So yeah, it'll be the snake style. So we will dip into round 1. I'm not going in any I think this is the greatest. I hate to have a number 1. I'm just going to go with the song I want, and I have to
Give
guess
your truth.
Yeah, I have to think what song I would think potentially could be taken by somebody else. And I'm going to go with the song that Davey's already going to get harping on me for. It won our 1983 jukebox. It is Dexy's Midnight Runners with Come On Eileen. It was a #1 song. It made Michael Jackson take a little back seat out of the world, basically. But it was the one song that actually took him out of the #1 spot. His album was on fire. Thriller was going crazy at that time. And Dexy's Midnight Runner comes literally out of nowhere and went absolutely into obscurity after this. So I will take Dexy's Midnight Runners. Come On, Eileen. About young lust. It ain't creepy.
Oh.
So just a quick take on this to point out some of your hypocrisy real quick. I remember, who was our #1 boy band?
Our #1 boy band was the Jackson 5.
All right. Just checking.
Oh, so
I
it's
stand
fine
by.
then.
Oh, yeah, it's a family.
The question is not whether or not you're going to backtrack or stand by something, because you are, and that's what makes you you. But
and I will say, I can't listen to Michael Jackson music. That's what
unless it's the Jackson 5.
I don't listen to it. I just think they're the greatest boy band of all time.
In a more innocent time with the Afro and the Michael Jackson and whatnot.
What planet am I on right now?
This is, I think, Earth 2.
All right, so since it is round 1, it is my pick. I will take, arguably, I had a little bit of a different strategy here. Songs that I think are one-hit wonders, but are also musically there. You know what I mean? So you're not going to see you're not going to see hokey shit from me today. So what I'm going to take right now, probably one of the best one-hit wonder pop song of all time, in my opinion, IMO, is 1985's "Take on Me" by Aha.
Ooh, that was on high on my list.
I'm going to take that's high on the list. If you look at any one-hit, if you did your homework, I'm sure you guys did. You look at any list, this is in the top 5 in every single list. This song, as far as an 80s pop song goes, is perfect. Is damn near perfect. Norwegians, yes.
Yeah, and the thing about this song also got so much life thereafter from like Burger King commercials. Obviously, Family Guy had the spoof of the video. The video is iconic.
One of the greatest videos of all time.
It really, especially at that time, this was like mid 80s, and you had flashing between cartoons. You ever seen the movie Cool World?
Oh yeah.
I walked out of that movie. That's one of the only movie I walked out of.
The only one.
The only movie I've ever walked out of in the theater halfway through was Cool World. I was like 12.
Yeah.
Did you out of the movie Dick for the first? That was the only one I walked out of.
Dick was a good time.
Who doesn't like Dick?
Have a good time with Dick?
So in the town I grew up in, there was like this. They had like the main movie theater, and then there was like the one that you could pay like $5, and it was like all you can eat and drink, and it was like a shitty like movie theater. So I went and saw Cool World for like $3 or something on a matinee, and just like, this is bullshit, and walked out.
I absolutely when I was a kid, I was like blown away by that movie. I'm like, how is there real people and cartoons interacting? Needless that I know, I watched Roger Rabbit like the next day. I'm like, it's better. Anywho, but Take on Me, Aha, good pick.
Okay, so that was not the movie I was thinking of. Cool World. What's the one where is it Bebe's Kids where they go to the amusement park?
Yes, that's Bebe's Kids.
Okay, I don't know why I thought that was Cool World, but Aha's Take on Me. It was going to be one of my top picks. It's got that great intro. But I'll go with mine here and now. I'm a little worried other people are going to take it. So I had a strategy, but I think Davey threw me off with his strategy. So I'm going to go The Darkness. I believe in a thing called Love.
Ooh, that song rips. I love that song.
And we are a podcast about 11. This is a song you want to turn all the way up to 11. I don't know how they didn't have another hit. This guy's voice is absolutely angelic. Just absolutely, as Davey said, it rips, it slaps. And I love any time when somebody calls for a solo, when they go, guitar! And so it's just a fun song, and I'm of the Barney Stinson, even though I don't love How I Met Your Mother. Your playlist should be almost nothing but Rise. I know you want to fall every once in a while, and I might have a fall pick, but this is a song that just gets you fucking going out of your seat. I love this song.
Bill, that's an excellent pick. The Darkness, one of the reasons they didn't have follow-up success was they weren't supposed to even have that success. That's one of those stories where like they put together a song. They wanted to be almost like a Led Zeppelin-y, obviously with the flair of like the 70s vibes. And then that song just took off. And by the time they couldn't like put together their album, if you ever listen to their album, it's absolute trash. But no disrespect to Darkness, that song is an absolute hammer of a track. All right, Wes, we go to you with that swing pick.
All right, swing pick. So I'm fairly confident in all my I have 12 songs selected here, and just kind of reading the room, I don't think any of you are going to touch on it. So I feel pretty good about this. With that said, I think first pick. Let me just go over the big board here.
It's a tough pick. You're picking
give
twice.
me Hotel California by the Eagles.
Ooh.
I don't know if I can kill myself. Hold on.
I think he's being sarcastic. As I've known Wes now through the golf outing in the Kanye West podcast.
Oh my God, the silence in this is deafening. No, my real pick is a 1996 song off the album Return of the Mac. It's the song Return of the Mac by Mark Morrison. It's reached #1 of the U.S. Billboard Rhythmic charts. It ranked 40th in Stylist Magazine's top 50 one-hit wonders. That's I'm sure you guys all got your subscription to Stylist Magazine. Really the go-to source in music as far as I'm concerned. But Mark Morrison, this is a song you can play at a barbecue. This is a song you can play at a date. This is a song you can play at dinner. This is with your family, your friends, your children. It's a good time. You hit the dance floor for it. This is a nice family reunion type of song. This is what I want to start my day. You want to end high. You want to be high all the time. Mark Morrison.
Quick, interesting story about Mark Morrison. He paid a guy that looked like him to go to jail and got caught.
Yeah, I was reading up on that. Little Wikipedia action. That's pretty good. Okay, so again, going with my route that I don't think you guys are going to be taking any of my songs, so I think I can wait a little bit later on this. I'm going to just do me here for a moment and give me, for my number 2 pick, Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear, the remix featuring Notorious B.I.G., Busta Rhymes, LL Cool J. This is off the 1994 album Project: Funk the World. It reached #9 of the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, #1 on the U.S. Rap. This is the original version, and number 23 on BET's 25 Rap One-Hit Wonders.
Yeah, that right there is the power of the feature, right? Like, Craig Mack is like, who? But then you hear the song. Everybody, if you're any form of hip hop fan, this is definitely a song you know. And yeah, the feature of Biggie just made it so much bigger. So great pick, nice snag.
And it's LL Cool J too. Really kills it in there. But it's like you get more Mack than in Craig get in the Benz, right? That's not that song, but we all know Craig Mack.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great pick right there. I do love LL Cool J in anything. I think he is an underrated rapper, even though he dubbed himself the GOAT at one point.
Sure.
But he does have one of the greatest verses in all of rap history in the
Deepest
Monstars
Bluest
song. No, in the Monstars song. He kills that verse.
Okay.
So
I just really like Deepest Bluest, Bill. I just wanted everyone to make sure they go with it. Oh, it's incredible. What a chorus.
A motherfucking shark ate me. So I'm going to go to my next one here. There's a song that I think is super high up on most people's one-hit wonder list, but Davey said he wasn't taking, how did you phrase it? Not hokey, like a hokey. Song. I'm all about hokey, so I think those will be there later. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 Miles.
Nice, very nice.
I could throw a challenge flag on that one.
Why? I looked it up. They considered her a one-hit wonder.
I know. They definitely do. She had that song, Little Pink Houses. Bill, you're right.
It had like 18,000 streams on Spotify. It didn't make the top 100 of a Billboard list. I did my research. Anybody else have a qualm? Because I can change.
So the only qualm I have is this is not the type of song that I was referring to, but I get what you're saying. So this is like a bubblegum pop song that, but has that unforgettable like intro piano riff that goes throughout the song that looks very complex. It's actually, I've seen people play. It's not easy to play. So good pick, man. No problems there.
I love
anything
this
with a piano. Anything with a piano gets me.
And it's got that great scene with Terry Crews with the "and I need you and I miss you." I think the lyrics are beautiful. Like it's a very COVID-esque song because you want to see people, you want to see things. I saw the empty beer fridge at DK today, and I thought of this song. I was like, is she a one-hit wonder? Yes, she is.
Now, is that when she's like driving through the city with her big piano?
Yes,
like it's just like moving through it? Yeah. Okay.
She's making her way downtown.
Terry Crews in that, though.
No, it's White Chicks, the movie.
Oh.
I think that's what
that makes sense then. Okay.
Oh, Wes, you didn't pick up on the White Chicks reference?
I'll circle back around. I'll get it the second time.
All right, Davey, you're up.
All right, so I'm gonna take my very first. I have 6 of these. There's a 6-pack of these of songs that you're gonna throw a challenge flag, but I've done my homework. The song I am going to take was a #1 hit in both the U.S. and international charts. That is All the Small Things by Blink-182.
Oh, bull crap! See, I don't like that. I'm against. I'm throwing flags. I know
that is the only top 40 hit they ever had.
And you know what?
But they're not a wonder.
They were part of the music zeitgeist, but that is the only top 40 hit they ever had.
Goo makes a great point. You
Pretty
said
hokey.
no rules, and then you're throwing challenge flags.
No, we can have a discussion. I'm not saying he's wrong.
So I will agree with you that this is a band that was in the music zeitgeist in the early 2000s, late 90s. This is their only hit song. One hit wonder.
Jeff,
it's not a wonder. They're not a wonder though. Like they're one of the most popular bands.
You said there are no rules.
I'm not. I'm just making the argument why I think you should not win because you're probably defaultly going to win. So I need to make my case.
Oh, no,
How am I going to defaultly going to win?
I think people are going to tear this apart. Like Mac also has another good comment here, which is probably too hot for TV.
It's not too hot for. Just go ahead, say it.
What's he say?
Oh boy! Oh no!
I got more songs here.
Get him.
No, I respect it. I respect that.
Respect.
Hey,
listen, I respect you all.
We're podcast. We're not the podcast of nuance. We didn't have any rules. We threw it out to the people, and Davey did his homework, and he's right.
Hit song is a top 40 song. That's what it is. And not only that, but like you're the Max, the math guy. Do your math, right? It's the only top 40 hit they've ever had.
I could rip off like 15 songs by Blink-182 that got heavy radio play. That everybody.
They're not a hit. Not a hit song.
Alt charts. I bet you I could pull up some alt charts.
Not a hit song.
Oh.
Hey,
go ahead. Name one.
His funeral.
Rock Show, I know had to be a top flight alt song. All the small things you mentioned. You had What's My Age Again. I'm just thinking like
Adam's song. Is it
Adam's song? Yeah, they had to have been.
What about the I Miss
Damn
You?
it! Dude Ranch. Yeah.
No, the I Miss You song.
Yeah,
I miss you. Exactly. This is listen. This is.
Hey, it's his funeral. I say let him do it.
Oh, he's going to do it.
I just want to point out that I got crickets for making a joke about Hotel California and the Eagles, and then this actually just happened. So I just want to point that out.
Peak position in the United States for all the small things was 36. U.S. adult top 40 Billboard 36 was the peak position chart.
Hey, Blink-182 is one of my favorent bands.
You want me to pick another? I got others.
No. You stick with it. Like I said, you're right. There's no wrong.
There's no wrong. There's only right. That's me, baby.
It's it.
I'm taking Whistle While You Work next. So
that's a fucking jam right there.
Yeah, Billboard. Don't mention any comedy cult classics though. There's no do that.
No, Matt. Sorry, Davey. What did you say was the peak position there?
36.
So 36. So right behind it, 42. I Miss You made it to 42 on the Hot 100. Mm-hmm. Adult top 42. A U.S. airplay number 1 on the
Doesn't
Billboard.
matter.
I'm just making the defense. And I'm pissed. I am pissed.
All right. Hey, wait. You worked in radio, right?
I did once.
I haven't heard you say that a million times. That's fine. Go ahead. Continue.
All right. So next up, we have. So I get the swing pick. So to wrap up round 2, I was trying to diversify the best I could with these. As you'll notice, I've tried to take all number 1s. That was my goal because these are legit. They went to number 1 and then see you the F later. Never heard from you again. But with this one, I had to really, I'm like, did this really make it to number 1? This reached the number 1 song on multiple charts, including the Billboard Hot 100, including the Rhythmic Hot 100, made it to number 3 in mainstream top 40, hot rap, dipping into where we're going here. Pop 100 was number 3. This song came out in January 12th, my birthday, by the way, in 2006. I may go around the table that tell me how to say this rapper's name. I go with Chamillionaire.
Chamillionaire.
A millionaire.
Oh my God.
Chamillionaire. It's C-H-A.
Can't even pronounce the name.
Chamillionaire.
God.
Chamillionaire.
Rossi is reading Dirty right now. Reading Dirty.
Oh, there it is. That's a tip of the cap.
Yes. Riding, not known as most people call it Riding Dirty, but this song was an absolute banger. It actually was such a massive hit that it brought relevance to Weird Al Yankovic in the freaking late 2000s.
That's true.
What the hell are you talking about? Okay.
It brought him back.
It brought him out of obscurity.
Yes, it absolutely did.
And so this song, this just one little coup in the many hats here for this song. This song was an absolute banger. Everybody loves it. If you like rap at all, or even if you don't, it's just fun to listen to and has a killer beat that never stops. It just hangs the whole way through.
And everyone that's a new parent, once they get their kids something to like ride in, it's the first thing they do. They take a video of the kid in it and they play Chamillionaire's Riding Dirty. And no fail. I think all of our new parents in our little group here have done it at one point.
Well, and who hasn't sat in a car and said they're trying to catch me riding dirty, drive by a cop on the highway? Like that's just vernacular, you know?
Yeah, they see me rolling, they're hating.
Yeah, they are hating. They are.
And yeah, Chamillionaire with my round 2 end pick after 2 rounds. So I'll jump into the third round. This is a tough one because this isn't a song I absolutely love, but this is a song that dominated one of the most highest selling records in the history of one-hit wonders. It went like 9 times platinum by Like I Mean It Did. It reached number 1 on almost every chart, including internationals. This is one of the, maybe, I don't even know if you guys would even know like the artist necessarily if you didn't hear the song, because the name is ridiculous, but it is Gautier with Somebody That I Used to Know. Absolute smash. Came out in 2011, reached literally number 1 everywhere. So I will take that with my next number 1. One of the
Too
biggest.
whiny.
Oh, without a doubt.
Too whiny.
For the longest time, I thought it was Sting.
Right?
It sounds like Sting. It's just me.
So one of my best cut lines ever at my NBC days was some Bobby that I used to know when Bobby Valentine got fired. Right around the time of this, too.
Same year, 2011. Yeah, that was a good one. And this is just a song that just dominated. And it's one of those songs that's a one-hit wonder, and you don't even hear it anymore. It's like not worth the radio play of the stations that are still existing playing music to actually put on their air.
If VH1 did another like 2011, like Remember the 2000s, like this would be like, oh, you remember Gautier? And then they'd have fucking David Spade or whoever like describe.
No, Michael Iron Black would just be like, it would be on there just describing.
What did you just say his name was?
Michael Iron.
Iron Black.
Right after
I thought you said something else.
It is Ian Black, but I mean,
it's Ian. Yeah,
it's Ian to some, Ian to others. You know, whatever.
Some people think a cucumber's a better pinkle. You know, who am I to say?
Let it stay out there. All right, so continue on the third round. We go back to Davey.
I don't know whether or not to lean in with these like, oh, by the way, this is technically a one-hit wonder because it seems to upset you guys. So I got like 5 more of them.
Do it.
But I'm gonna take now since you guys did. And again, I'm big into musicality. I think songs that are well crafted and songs that are still technically one-hit wonders, but songs that I like. So I'm going to lean in here. This is my favorite song. Billy D and I are of the same mind.
That's
where
scary.
he took no. So I am going to take "Groove Is in the Heart" by D Light.
Oh yes,
phenomenal
this song. Smokes. So like anytime you put this song on, like it's impossible not to dance or at the very least nod your head when this song comes on. There's a verse by Q-Tip on there, which is amazing. Bootsy Collins is playing the bass during this song. And an absolute, you never heard from these. I think they had one release single again, but it didn't do anywhere near as well. And this song is, if it was released today, it would still be a chart topper. I'm confident in that.
It's got like a 70s funk feel to it. I know I love the funk fusion.
Funk fusion, baby.
It really does have that feel. There's another song I'll probably get to in honorable mentions because I don't think I'll have to take it. That's kind of, I'll just say it right now. Anita Wood, Ring My Bell kind of reminds me of this song a little bit. A really great song.
Anita Bell? You were going to take a night. I was going to take a Anita Bell.
So I was getting really nervous when Davey was talking about the quality of a song and how well it was produced. So I'm going to go with one of my favorite all-time songs here. One of the greatest songs you will ever hear. It is Jaquan, Tipsy.
That was my flip a coin. That was my flip. Bill, I was between those two. Jaquan didn't reach number 1. That was the only reason I didn't go with it.
So I had like a whiteboard question on my work where I would ask questions every day, kind of like what Wes does at the beginning of Change My Mind, which I love. And my thing one day was like, what song would you play at a party to get everybody up and going? And mine would be Jaquan, Tipsy, just a boom, boom, and the rap lyrics are
Grandma's getting up.
Yeah, they're so stupid, but this song is an absolute, just like you hear it in the club and you will dance. And I'm not a good dancer. I am a phenomenal dancer.
Oh.
So like anytime I can get out to the dance floor with like this kind of song, I'm all about it.
Beat that don't quit right there. Yeah, that's up there. Just real quick, back to Davies. Also, it's a very famous Delight, also famous scene in How I Met Your Mother when Barney and Robin dance. Hit up on YouTube later.
Okay, if I'm going to come on this podcast ever again, you're going to cut the shit with the How I Met Your Mother stuff.
It's one of my favorite shows.
That makes total sense to me. Do you like The Big Bang Theory too?
Never seen it.
I bet you would.
Maybe I would. I hear that season 4 is one of the most phenomenal seasons of all time. And
can I ask a question to the room?
Yeah.
Ted, I've seen a handful of episodes of How I Met Your Mother. I typically, other than Seinfeld, I don't watch anything with a laugh track.
Good point.
It's fair.
Why, if Ted is a grown adult man, Why is he voiced by Bob Saget?
No one knows.
Do you want the factual answer or my opinion?
It doesn't make any sense. His voice is his voice. It doesn't make any sense.
It clearly doesn't make any sense, but it was really just to give. It was like a friend of the producers of the show who created. They were big Full House guys, and they wanted him to do that. They wanted that voice. It doesn't make any, but the weirdest part of the show, at the end of the show, when you see Ted as the adult narrator, it's just him. It's not, that's
the biggest problem. It's the biggest problem I always had with the show.
Yeah, there's plot holes here.
Yeah.
Never watched a single episode of that. Feel strong. Feel strong about that.
You should.
Hey, listen, you guys like what you like. I don't understand why everyone's going to pee on my parade over here, but that's
I'm
okay.
going to say just quickly my piece on the show. Ted Mosby could be the worst main character in the history of television, but Barney Stinson is reason enough to watch. He is great in that. The young Doogie Howser does really well. Overall, I wouldn't rewatch a lot of it, but there's a few all-time episodes in there.
You can check out our top 11 in the archives. All right, Wes, you're up with the end of round 3.
End of round 3, top of round 4. Once again, my board is still intact outside of the selections that I've made. So I'm going back to something that, this one is something that you really maybe sing in the car alone to yourself. Maybe it's a good friend. You got a couple people in the car with you. You really want to crank it up to 11. I'll use that term for you today. This song reached number 1 of the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 charts in 1994, and it appeared on the Reality Bites soundtrack. And this artist also earned the distinction of being the first artist to top the U.S. charts before being signed to any major record label, which was surpassed only by Macklemore and Thrift Shop in 2013. Of course, referring to the undeniable Lisa Loeb with Stay, parentheses, I Missed You. Fantastic song.
Oh, Lisa Loeb, kind of sneaky hottie, too.
I played this song on the guitar in a 6th grade talent show.
Did you win?
I did not.
Did you get laid?
I did not. I can still play it though, so that's the good thing.
I know every word to the song, and I'm not afraid to say it or admit it here. So it's just one of my all-time favorites. This one I crank up and scream to the top of my lungs. It's a personal favorite. I'm playing the hits for myself today. I'm not trying to win the vote because I'm not going to do that anyway. So I'm just going to be true to myself here. Lisa Loeb, round 3.
Video directed by Ethan Hawke.
Yes.
Really? Fun fact.
And a lovely spoof and comedy cult classic, Hot Tub Time Machine 2 by Craig T. Robinson.
I do like Lisa Loeb had other songs. This one definitely far and away, but she had that song I Do, I believe it was. I was trying to look it up, but again, this one, the same flavor.
On the way, if you think of Lisa Loeb, I think you're pulling at straws to come up with a second song after this one.
Maybe I'm just a big Lilith Fair guy. You don't know.
That's a good point. I'm gonna stay with the female route if I will. I might and go and also stay in the same year, 1994. This reached number 5 in the Billboard U.S. Hot 100 and number 2 in the U.S. Adult Contemporary charts. Another note here: this song is motivational AF. This is Desiree, You Gotta Be.
Oh yes, that song right there. I don't think. If people hear that,
you can cry to it, you can have sex to it, you can eat to it. I mean, it's a perfect song.
I'm going to try that third one. But I would say that when people hear that, they're not going to know the song right away. But as soon as they play it, they're going to know it. Like, that's not like name it, artist and title don't paint the picture or like put that earworm in, if you would.
Right.
So, it's interesting.
Listen as your day unfolds. That's all I know. That's
something about the future.
Tolls. Trying to get through the sun. You gotta be.
All right. So I'm gonna go with my favorite song of all time. I think they're technically considered a one-hit wonder, even though I think "Winning It All" is one of the greatest songs of all time. Go back and watch the Larry Bird montage on YouTube. Just type in Larry Bird "Winning It All" if you need motivation for your life. That's motivation enough. But I will take Your Love by the Outfield, my all-time favorite song. I didn't think it would still be here. I didn't necessarily want to take it unless it was this late, and no one's taken my other pick, so I feel very confident in that. But, I mean, Josie's on a vacation far away. I mean, it's really just a beautifully sung song. It's a little bit hokey, but it's, true to, like, myself because I'm a big 80s guy, and I think there's no more 80s song than Your Love by the Outfield.
It's without a doubt a one-hit wonder. I know you have your infatuation with other tracks by the Outfield, but this was on my board. It was just going to be if I was next to you in this draft, Bill, if we were like, rubbing uglies on this one, I would have taken what I believe would be your other pick, but I knew this one would be on there. It didn't reach
the only issue I have with this song is it is flirting dangerously with being the new Sweet Caroline. Like it is on that line right now.
Oh, because I like my girls a little bit younger.
What?
I'm sorry.
One of the lines is, I like my girls a little bit older.
Older.
So it took me this whole time. This is the Zolak song, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's where David was going. I think.
Yeah. So this is the Patriots version of Sweet Caroline. Like this is their version of this.
Oh, is it all right? So that's what confused me, because isn't Sweet Caroline like a song kind of like Dexy's Midnight Runners?
No.
It's a song Neil Diamond wrote about Caroline Kennedy. Seeing a picture of Caroline, that's a whole other thing. You're going down some very dark roads right now, Billy.
Bill, there's work in blue, and Bill's working like dark comedy tonight.
Yeah,
you are dark. All right, so we'll quickly segue and save Bill and go to Davey with round 4.
Round 4. I'm stuck. I got a lot of good music on this list still.
Beatles.
Here's a song you can't not love. Oh, you know what? No, I'm going to skip that one because that might be there later. I'm going to go again. A song that everybody loves. You can't get away from it. My Sharona by the Knack.
Oh, damn, that literally. I wish I could share my screen as my next pick. That is a banger. I'm so pissed you just took that.
I love that, and I have not met a person who doesn't like this song.
No.
It's quick too. I think it's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that.
Can I tell you an awkward story about it? So
I'm sure you will.
There is,
whether I like it or not. Go ahead.
There's over a 90-second bridge in this song where it's just music. So I think the song might actually be tipping towards 3.5, 4 minutes, maybe even longer. Because the
radio edit was shorter than I think.
But there is literally a bridge where my first time doing karaoke, I went out with I think it was schoolmate. I can't remember. I was like 21. And I said, I'm going to sing My Sharona because that song's a ripper. And it's so simple. The lyrics are like, just like, and you're just like, it's crap. In the middle of the song, you're ripping, everyone's into it. And then there's literally this just long pause of music. And if you've ever sang any version of karaoke, when you're just standing there, you're not playing air guitar because you're an awkward 21-year-old that's like 150 pounds overweight, and you're just like standing up there. It was just the most awkward, like not 80 to 90 seconds of me just standing like this and watching the screen above me just do like bars. Like it says like pause for 9 bars. And I'm like, what do I do up here? Like I'm just drowning. Everyone's like the crowd was into it, and then it just like dwindles down. And then the song comes back and you have to somehow bring that energy back out. It was very uncomfortable.
So I stand corrected. The song is actually 3 minutes and 58 seconds. That's the single edit. The album version is 4 minutes and 52 seconds.
So there you go. And imagine how long it's just standing there.
That's very long.
A great amount of money to see that happen, like in live action. Like I would lose my shit. Those awkward moments are like things that I thrive off of.
I saw someone do same story, different song, Feel Like Making Love. And the whole end of that song is just go, feel like making love, and you do it for like 2 minutes. It's brutal.
You're really going to be smart when you make your decision on where you're going to sing for karaoke. You need a song that's in and out. You need like 2.5. You need like Fell in Love with a Girl by the White Stripes, minute 58. And it's like, rock them and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, Blair song too. Just go, woo!
Yes, honestly. And the crowd would do it with you. Oh, but My Sharona, going back to it, the Knack, there's a perfect example of like the ultimate one-hit wonder because everybody knows that the name, it's a great band name. It sounds like it's out of like the early 60s, the way it came out, and just gone. I have no idea how they never had another song, especially in the 80s, with a lot of those bands had trailing songs. Like I don't even think they had another like chart, even like number 100.
They didn't. They did not.
How did that happen?
That was going to be my pick instead of the outfield, but I feel like I needed to get my favorite song of all time. But it was also a shitty Chris Berman thing whenever Rob Baronis hit a field goal.
It was. You're right.
And it would be like a 7-second lead up to just go da na 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 Rob Baronis. And it was the most annoying thing ever. I remember one time he like hit like a record field goals and he made it the 6th play on the top 10 and they showed 6 field goals and he did it every time. Like I just fucking hate Chris Berman. Sorry.
Whoa. What do you do to you?
He's just annoying. Everyone does. Everyone should.
I'm a big boomer guy. Boomer guy.
Hey, we interviewed him before he did a Red Sox broadcast during a weird year 2 years ago, and couldn't be nicer. Couldn't be a nicer guy. Bill.
Really? Okay.
He said good things about your dad. If you think I'm joking, I'm not. We can talk about that another time. But all right, so now Davey just blew up I literally didn't even have a big board. I'm like, I'm just going to take these 5 songs because no one's going to take them. I should have went with My Sharona before Gautier. I'm going to That one's going to haunt my dreams tonight. But I'm just going to go with gut from here on out. As Wes said to start this, Do You. So these are two of my absolute favorite songs. I'll start with round 4 to end that round. I'm going to go with New Radicals because this song was the tits. This song friggin' rips. And it's the ultimate. And another reason they're one-hit wonder, they were like disbanded by the time the song came out. They filmed their music video in the mall, and they just disbanded. So they never.
What's amazing is this song is so anti, like success.
Marilyn Manson.
Yeah. So he basically, it's against conformity. It's against corporate music and all this stuff. And then it went to number 1, like the most ironic thing that could have happened with this song. So the guy had no choice but to blow up the band. This is like everything you're talking about. You're now it. You know what I mean? And I remember watching an interview with Marilyn Manson being like, he's going to punch this guy in the face. I'm like, I would actually pay money to see that fucking fight. Because if you've ever seen the guy from the New Radicals, he's like,
he looks
like
Powder.
measly little guy. Yeah.
He looks like the guy from the movie Powder.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a TRL success too. This was like in the days of TRL. If you remember watching that, this was all over there. It was like a top, 1 for like months.
And it's just a really feel good song.
Oh yeah.
You ever like really listen to it? He just talks like it's so much positivity and like Davey already kind of went into.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your funk, man. I'm sorry.
You're good, man. Funk fusion. It's teamwork. But yeah, it's honestly like just a feel good song. The anti-establishment vibe, especially in that late '90s time where things were right before we hit this like really kind of darker age where after 9/11 with music and everything kind of changed. This is just, bring us down, right? But it was just such an amazing feel-good song. To this day, you can put that thing on and just put a big-ass smile on your face. And it's quietly like over 4.5 minutes. It's a song. So I will wrap up, though, with quite possibly one of the songs that I think I cherish this song. And it's not a song, Bill, I bet you, like, knowing me as well as you do, you would never guess this because I don't know how much we've spent time. Definitely in your car back. What was the blue car you had?
The Acura?
The Acura. Okay. That's the two-seater where we had like stuff in the back.
Yep.
Okay, that piece of crap. So that car, this song definitely played a bunch in there. This is from the early 90s. This was like when rock was in that weird teetering of like trying to be like based on grunge, but still being like rock and roll. It is the odd era of weird band names, weird song titles. This is Possum Kingdom by the Toadies.
Oh yeah.
This song,
I have no idea.
I got homework for you, my friend. This rips. If you like, do you like vampires by chance, Wes? You a vampire guy?
Like, what? Is this like a band or something, or just like vampires, like the mythical creature?
The theory of vampires. The theory of like there being people that could keep you alive forever.
Yeah, sure.
All right,
play along.
You'll love this song. That's basically about a guy who cherishes someone of the opposite sex and wants them to be his angel forever and wants to turn them into a vampire.
That is the most horrible explanation of a song I've ever heard in my life.
There it is. Mark it.
It's the elevator pitch, man. You don't have all day.
We should have
like vampires.
We should have Davey on every episode.
It's about killing and preserving someone's dead body. That's what it's about. You like that?
Yeah, you into that? If you're into that, this is a song for you. But regardless of all that,
I would argue that couching it as a vampire is actually like very palatable. More so than the alternative of just freezing someone and keeping them there. Like that's a little bit more morbid.
I try to keep it light.
No, I thought it was good.
But anyways, but honestly, this song is great. It is just a ripper. It's from there's a big era of the 90s that we haven't really touched too much upon, but there's a bunch of these songs. I'm not going to name
Space Hog, Local Age. We're almost done with the draft.
Whoa, you still have 3 picks. I'm not going to start naming them. But it was literally band names that make no sense with song titles that make no sense. But you remember them because of that era. So I will wrap it up with Possum Kingdom, about vampires and putting people in freezers.
Yeah.
Toadies. All right, Davey, over to you.
I'm gonna take. Are we doing honorable mentions after? Or are we doing it now?
Oh, we can do it now. Right?
Okay, so my honorable mention.
How does it?
We'll wait till we're done.
Mentions.
We'll wait till we're done. Sorry, you're right. There's a new rule. Okay, so I'm gonna take one of my technicality songs now as well. So I am going to take probably one of the best songs to ever come out of this era. I am going to take Me and Bobby McGee by Janis Joplin.
You're not going to get a flag from me. I looked it up before. She was on my list.
She was the only charted song she ever had, and then she died.
Yeah, that's true. But like, literally, can anybody name another song?
One of the best songs. That was the Mamas of the Mama Cast. That's it. So that Me and Bobby McGee. I think 1968,
Yeah.
67, 68. Just a powerhouse vocal song. A song, incredible stuff. Especially for a female vocalist at the time. No one sounded like her. No one sounded like her since. And a song you should never try at karaoke. I've seen it. Don't ever do it. Don't try. If you're listening out there and you feel like singing Me and Bobby McGee, don't do it. So there we go.
Chords. Yeah, that's a good pick. She's literally like, you know the name, and you always probably go like, well, what did she sing? Like, she's iconic for so many reasons. But that really is
that song. It's basically that song. Yeah.
A lot of people think that what is that? New bicycle, or what's that? I can't think of the song off the top of my head. But there's
roller skates. Yeah,
roller skates. Thank you. Yeah. Everyone thinks, oh, that's Janis Joplin. Nope, no, it's not.
Not even close. Are you kidding? Who thinks that that's that song?
Because I think that era and that vocal style is like everyone.
And, no, Mac, it didn't.
Anyway, sorry, Bill.
Yeah,
jump in.
Sorry, that was bad.
Oh
podcast.
yeah, because I was actually going to mention that the "Piece of My Love," "Chunk of My Love" by 30 Rock was a great song by Janie Jimplin. That's really how I know all of my Janis Joplin stuff. I'm a pretty retro guy, but I never really got into her. I thought she was killed by a ham sandwich, but I'm guessing it wasn't. It's me, right? So what I'm going to take here, and no one else is ever going to take it. Most of you probably don't know this song, but it is a fun song. It's a newer, I would say, one-hit wonder from 2008. I'm going to go Metro Station, Shake It. Like, if you don't know this song, it is very, go check it out. It's
jam. Miley Cyrus' brother.
Yes, an absolute jam. It's like a fun song for teens and tweens. But I remember my sister's kid loved this song. It's a super fun song. Like, I'm a big dancer, and it's got like a slow part you can dance to. You can do the little finger guns, and then you can get really going later in the song. So I'm a
huge. What the hell is
this? It's a banger of a song, Davey. I'm telling you.
It was early alternative, and then it went pop. It went from like all the stations in the country were playing it, and then once I found out it was Miley Cyrus's brother, she was super
I was like, that's him, right? It's Trace Cyrus. Is that him?
I don't know his name personally, but I'm gonna say yes. You seem like you're Googling. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, the song absolutely bangs. It's a banger of a song. It slaps even, as Mac would say.
All right, so Bill, interesting pick there. It's funny because when you said new, I was rotating. I thought we were gonna have a fight because I think I was gonna say last year this song came out. I was gonna be like, you can't. But
no.
Yeah, I was waiting for Old Town Road to jump out.
Honestly, I thought Bill had
another hit.
Clearly,
Panini.
You guys have never heard Panini.
True, that's
Panini's a banger.
Listen, TikTok didn't play Panini as much as it played Old Town Road. But anyways, Wes, wrap us up here. The final pick of the draft. Don't screw it up.
So I think this is, once again, I just like to point out on my 12-song big board, only New Radicals was taken off there. So I did way too much research than I needed to do for this, but it was fun nonetheless. I think this is an appropriate way to close out this 5-round foray here. This was a song that appeared on the 2002 album Thug Misses. It reached number 42 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 and number 12 on the Hot Rap Tracks. She allegedly wrote this song in 15 minutes, and I find this very fitting because that was the WAP of the early 2000s. Of course, I'm referring to My Neck, My Back, and in fact, My Pussy and My Crack by Kia. One of the all-time choruses, one of the all-time songs. If you think WAP is bad and you thought this was like the downfall of society and all these people are going, brains are rotten and everything like that, no, just dial it back to 2002 and just bring up some Kia, My Neck, My Back, and I think you'll be reminded.
Yeah, lick it now, lick it good.
Yes. First you got to put your neck into it, and then do it, and then you roll your tongue from the back up to the front.
I will say the song fucking slaps as well. This is a great song.
And that's not to be confused with a certain Ray Allen tweet that was supposed to be a text message that he then tweeted out, which I think is also very applicable to this right now.
Be careful with your DMs, everybody. Be careful with your DMs.
I forgot about that.
DMs, not a good place to be.
Fun fact.
Never want to get caught in the DMs.
Billy actually had to ask me if he slid into my DMs by accident earlier today.
Yep.
I had to double check. I did not see anything crude or scandalous, so it was not me. About this song was requested at my junior prom, and they played it. And I went to a Catholic school, and I can tell you right now, there was an email to parents. There was a whole bunch of...
I love it.
Because the DJ just was like, whatever. And people kept requesting. You had to put your song request through a nun who was like controlling it in the name of this. Like she just didn't catch it, and they put it on. It was incredible, and the people were losing their minds.
I also went to a Catholic high school, and the same thing happened to me around the time of Get Low. Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. Windows to the wall with the sweat drop down my balls does not really allow for space of the Holy Ghost between you.
Skeet.
Yeah.
Well,
the white people don't know what that means yet. So for the longest time, they're like, "My God, what have we done?"
All right, so that will wrap up the draft. We can go into honorable mentions, but before we do, real quickly, since I had the first pick, I'll just run through who we picked, and then we'll have to DM these so we can put something together. But I went with Dexy's Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen, went with Chamillionaire and Ryden, went with Gautier and somebody that I used to know, New Radicals, You Get What You Give, and Possum Kingdom by the Toadies.
I went with Take On Me by Aha, All the Small Things, Blink-182, Groove Is in the Heart by D-Light, My Sharona by The Knack, and Me and Bobby McGee by Janis Joplin.
That's eclectic, no doubt. I went with
solid list, baby.
I went with The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love, Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 Miles Away, Jaquan Tipsy, The Outfield, Your Love, and Metro Station, Shake, 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 Shake It.
I was with you until the last one. I was all the way with you until the last one.
Davey, listen to it afterwards.
I heard it. I did listen to it. I know the song. I know
it's good.
Sure.
So I'm going to go on a limb here and say that I have the most diverse group of songs here. So starting with Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac, followed by Craig Mack with Flavor in Your Ear, the remix version with Notorious B.I.G., Busta Rhymes, and LL Cool J, followed by Lisa Loeb, Stay, parentheses, I Missed You, and what am I missing? Another one? Desiree, You Gotta Be, 1994. And then lastly, it's Kia, My Neck, My Back, off 2002's Thug Misses.
I can't get over that. That is ridiculous.
It was on my list. It was like 6 down, but it was on my list.
That's it right there, baby.
All right, so you guys could toss out. I know I see some in the chat, but honorable mentions, any ones that you were like toying with maybe at the end of your draft or at a different point. I had Natalie Imbruglia, as Mac is posting. I had that on one of my lists because I was trying to find a female that, yeah. So you have a notebook.
That's my list. That's my list. I do have many, many omissions.
I mean, just rip through them.
So I have Rock On by David Essex. You guys have heard that. It's one of those songs that, hey, kids, boogie, rock.
Rock and roll, rock on.
I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles by the Proclaimers. That's a miss. Yeah. Just a Friend, Biz Markie. I'm surprised no one took that.
That was,
No Rain, Blind Melon.
Yep, that's one of the more popular ones from that 90s era of weird songs.
I was instead of taking Janis Joplin, I was inches away from taking this song, and that is Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves.
Oh, what a song.
I was right there. As well as Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve.
Yes.
It was my ring polytone for 5 years.
Too Shy by Kaja Gugu was on the list.
Hush, hush.
Wait, you said that is because you weren't taking crappy songs, like, right?
No, so the songs I meant to bring this up. The songs I meant, like, the Macarena,
Who
Let the
Blue
Dogs
Bag,
Out,
Mambo number 5.
Cupid Shuffle, Mambo number 5. Like, those are the hokey songs I was referring to that I stayed away from.
Okay.
But those are just a smattering of my list. Also, I was really going to piss you off and take Rehab by Amy Winehouse.
Oh, I would have
No.
I would have.
She's a legit artist, probably.
I know, but that's her only charted song.
I know. I saw that.
You took Blink-182. Like, you could have taken Amy Winehouse because, especially I'm guessing the genre or the age group of the people listening.
I'm just playing by the rules of which you said there are none.
Listen. I say you're 100% correct on that. The way I look at it is, I just don't believe that would be qualify as a great one because they're not.
Already know the rules because there are none rules. I'll rip through mine real quick here. The Vapors, Turning Japanese. I almost took that. Nena, 99 Love Balloons. Yes. I love that song. If you would ask me, gun to my head quickly until I did research, that probably would have been my favorite number.
You know what I love about that song? Yeah, that's
the German version.
It's almost like it's 2 songs. It has like this like rock, and then there's like a synth pop in the verse. It's fucking awesome. That's
even like a little lullaby feel to the beginning of the 5 Stair Steps. I always have trouble making them, but the Ooh Ooh Child, Things Are Gonna Get Easier. That song is unreal. I also had the Proclaimers, Jermaine Stewart, We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off, EU The Butt, Hotaway.
Yeah.
Hotaway, What Is Love, Skilo, I Wish, and then I think we had all of them. This is the one I almost took in place of Your Love because I feel like this is an ultimate. I think this is our biggest glaring omission. OMC, How Bizarre.
How bizarre. How bizarre.
I put that in Blue Vega
song.
Yeah, I
know.
know.
That's a great song. I think that's a great song.
It's a fun song, but I would put it in that same like gimmicky, weird, like not like a legit song. It was like a piece of crap put together.
The guy sounds like he's drowning when he's singing.
A couple more real quick. Wild Cherry, Play That Funky Music, White Boy, Philip Bailey, Easy Lover, Eddie Murphy, Party All the Time. That song.
Oh yeah.
But he had another song that reached like number 36, and that's
was up with you with Michael Jackson. That was the name of the song. It's pretty good.
If I swear to God, if Rick James did Party All the Time, it would be one of the all-time classic hits.
And the guy from Easy Lover was the singer from Earth, Wind, and Fire. So does that technically count?
That technically counts.
Okay.
Blink-182 counts. Anything goes.
Okay,
no rules.
so I have a question here. So this was on my list, but I didn't say. So this is a cover, but it might be the best cover there is. Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You.
That would count.
That would count.
See, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, well, Come On, Feel the Noise is also a cover, and that counts.
Okay. How about I Got 5 on It from Loonies?
Oh, that's a great song.
Walking in Memphis by Mark Cohn, which
I was early on. That was high up on my list.
I actually thought that was Michael McDonald for the longest time.
How dare you?
I know Davey likes me to mention when I was on the radio, but I once proclaimed that man was dead because he was
Mark Cohn?
Yeah, because he was shot in Memphis. I thought he died. This is before this is like, I don't know, 2007. So I wasn't really on the old, I don't even know if Google was the same that is today, but I was like, yep, he's dead. The phones were like lighting up in the station because I did like Sunday morning shifts and people like, he's not dead. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
How about Tag Team?
Dead. What's that?
Whoop, There It Is by Tag Team.
Oh, back again.
Not to be confused by Woot, There It Is, released by fellow Miami-based group 95 South, which the song was actually released a month earlier.
What a time! What a time!
What about Woot, Pull Over, That Ass Too Fat?
There we go. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. How about this? This is made famous from Chappelle's show. Fairmont, Simon Says. Mm-hmm. From probably one of the greatest hip hop beats of all time. It's ba 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 da 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 da. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, that one's free. But that's all I got.
What about Come On Be My Baby Tonight by the Real World guy?
Oh yeah,
that's one of my favorite Real World moments of all time.
New Orleans. The guy was yoked.
David,
yeah.
I will just mention one. It rings true to local ties here. It was Norman Greenbaum's Spirit in the Sky. That was the only one I really toyed with that may have gone with, because that song, F everybody. You all know it. Your parents know it. Your goddamn grandparents know it. Their grandparents know it. That was an absolute smash hit. But I stayed away from the 60s.
Yeah, I would be remiss if we didn't mention Goo's favorite boy band, LFO. Was it Summer Girls?
They actually have another kind of hit, so I don't think they technically.
Do they really? Yeah. Good for them. New Bedford's finest, man. Yeah, Whaling City.
R.I.P.
Are they all dead?
No, I think just
one of them is definitely dead.
Two of them are dead, I think.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's too bad.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Fell deep in love, and now he ain't speaking. Michael J. Fox was Alex B. Keaton is one of the greatest lines in rap history.
Lyrical
one of the greatest ever.
Mess. It's a mess. One of the worst songs ever written of all time.
New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits.
Chinese food makes me sick.
It's ridiculous. It's
Spot the line.
All right, Bill. Well, actually, we have two of our guests, so you guys can tell us this week in the Dork Shared Gooniverse. Let's go to Wes first. Wes, what were you guys chatting about on Change My Mind?
Yeah, so we had on Boston Sports Journal's Boston Bruins beat writer Connor Ryan to discuss the best and worst Boston accents in movies. So this was a lot of fun that we had. And if you know Connor at all, I remember him from Cape League days. Back in the day, a few years back here. So now he's doing great things. He actually rules the internet. He's a great follow on the internet, on Twitter, at Connor Ryan _93. I think that's one N in Connor, the Irish way. But yeah, a lot of great fun. I think we had the best Boston accent in the movie. It was pretty much consensus of, why am I blanking on her name? From Gone Baby Gone.
Oh, all right.
Holly Flex?
Yeah, Holly Flex.
Oh, yeah.
So
what's the actress's name?
Catherine Ryan.
Amy Ryan.
Catherine Ryan. I'm thinking of Catherine Hahn. Amy Ryan. You're right.
Yeah, Amy Ryan.
Who Rossi, when you get there, plays Michael Scott's love interest on The Office.
Holly Flex.
Don't know that. You guys do spoilers.
Season 5. You have to get to season 5.
A whole bunch of spoilers.
I got there. It shows brand new guys to me, so we'll hold off. But all right, so check that out. You can again check it out at Change My Mind Podcast. And the Twitter is it at CMM? What is your Twitter handle for the show, Wes?
My personal, change my mind pod. That's capital POD.
Thank you. And then your personal is
at Tan Levinson.
Thank you.
Did we discuss the band POD?
Oh yes, I actually saw them at a bunch of Ozfests.
I saw them at Ozfest too. They were kind of good.
They got hits.
I saw the last live performance ever of the guy from Drowning Pool at the Bodies at the Floor. He died like 2 days later, and that's a one-hit wonder.
So not to big time you here, Billy, but I did see one of the last live performances of Pantera at Ozfest.
Oh, that's great.
My ears are still ringing. That was one of the loudest things I've ever heard in my life.
What about Crazy Bitch by Buck Cherry?
Oh,
they've had several hits.
Have they really? Good for them.
They had Lit Up, which is an absolute smash. That was like their first one.
Mac, I knew Mac would love the POD reference.
POD had Rock the Party, Youth of a Nation.
I bought that shirt. I bought a POD Youth of the Nation shirt at that Ozfest show. By the way, and Keith said it before, and I can't believe this. Like, we were totally lockstep. Rob Zombie, the best live performer besides DMX I've ever seen.
Mine would go to Outkast. I saw Outkast live. They were the shit.
My favorite band of all time. So jealous. I've never seen them.
Yeah, that's one of the few that are on the old bucket list. Not many still there. But Davey, this week, Dork, what'd you guys cover?
So we kind of went outside the box a little bit. We discussed a movie that was neither comic book, comedy, or something any lighter fare. So we did The Devil All the Time, which is a new Netflix movie, which has. Did you watch it?
I will say this. So I didn't know you guys were covering it right away. My wife started like, and she likes name slipping Tom Holland. She's like, we got to watch
Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Riley Keough. Good cast, like stellar cast.
I'm not done with your podcast, but I will just say the slow burn and some of the visuals in this movie. I needed to watch like 5 episodes of The Office after. I need to put a smile on my face.
I'm telling you, man. I said on the podcast, and I can do it here because we're on the YouTube. So like I sat just like this. For like 5 minutes after watching the movie, and like I didn't want to move. And it was the same thing of like, after watching Requiem for a Dream, where you just sit there and you're like, "What the fuck was that?" Yeah, like it's like that heavy. Like it's a heavy movie.
And if I would say this, and I don't know if you would agree, and I know I got most of the sense. I only have like 15 minutes left. Yeah, but I would say for your pod, I would say it's worth your time, but just choose your time wisely.
And you will never watch it again.
Yeah, no replay value. There is. Unless you're a sick F in one scene.
Isn't that every Netflix movie though? Like, do we ever go back and watch any other made-for-Netflix movie?
I watch those Adam Sandler movies all the time.
Oh, really?
Jesus Christ.
Murder Mystery. I've seen it twice.
Oh, wow.
I had to see the clues that were given away throughout the entire movie.
You and Nick are more alike than you care to admit.
No, honestly, but I probably I watched The Babysitter, the first Babysitter. I haven't seen the new one. I've seen that a couple times. That's a Netflix OG. But yeah, most of them probably aren't really. You
just forget about them. You watch them once, they're big, get all the attention, and then they just fade away into the sunset.
That's a good point. I second guess my life, but this one I definitely think fits that category.
And then I think Mac and Goo is reviewing the 1986 movie Aliens, and then TLDR. I think I listened to the episode. They reviewed a lot of comic books, so that was cool. I also listened to the Scott Snyder episode.
A lot of shit I didn't read. Sorry,
but like I love listening to them. And the Scott Snyder interview, that was a huge get, and it was an awesome interview. And man, that guy is deep, and like all the stuff he was saying, I was like, this is like the kind of stuff I need to be reading, because all of the points he was saying, I was like, this guy knows the fuck out of storytelling.
And it was the first time, and since we started this kind of like group endeavor, I root for everybody. I want everybody to do well. This was the first time I was like, fuck those guys. I was so jealous. I was so jealous. I'm so glad that Nick and Joe pulled it off. That was such a cool episode. So good for those guys.
And I think we brought this up with Mac last week. The diversification of the Dork Shared universe is great. Like, we'll sometimes do some wrestling stuff, which we get into with whether like everybody's fans are not. Like music, we dip there. You guys have these different movies. Changed My Mind. You guys have done all sorts of different stuff. I think that's the one good part about like how this all kind of came together, where there's a lot of similarities and reasons to listen to all 4 podcasts and check out all the Twitch streams. But like then there's diversification that like, I like this a little bit that they do and love the comic book stuff. And I think Fryer now has his 17th podcast that he's
so quick plug,
man.
So we have Gooniverse news, by the way. So if you guys, I'm not going to share it now. You guys got to go to Furloughed Friends to check it out. But which I will be on in about 20 minutes. So Go make sure you go check that
Sounds
out.
like a spoiler to me.
It's not a spoiler.
It feels like, I don't know.
And if you're listening to this in post, just go over to, you can follow Nick Fry. You go over that Change My Mind
It's on Lucy's like Twitter feed, right?
Yes. And they have a Furloughed Friends Twitter feed as well.
So anyways, so check that out. There'll be some news coming there. Bill, next week, allegedly, we'll figure out times and purposes because we're wrapping up our sweeps month. We've had guests all month. Like, it has been a hectic, fun time. Appreciate, obviously, Wes and Davey making time. Next week, it's like we're lining up to do a wrestling finishers tier list. So we're going through all the best finishing moves and we'll tier them up and we'll have guests from the Jobberknocker podcast. We'll have 4-person booth, and the rules with ours, yes, there are rules in that one. You get to bump one up. So if it's in like the lowest tier, you can move it up to a different tier and everyone gets to move one down. I think it's going to be chaotic. I think I could end up literally breaking 6-foot distances to beat the crap out of someone.
The Hogan leg drop is the greatest finisher of all time.
All that man ever did was draw the biggest crowd and drop a leg. That'll be a lot of fun. JC, part of the Jobberknocker podcast, was a part of the golf weekend that
Very
Wes
nice.
Sykes threw, which was a lot of fun. I got to know Wes a little bit better on the course, and I got to say, he's one of the most entertaining humans you'll ever get the pleasure to spend time with.
Well, that's
JC won, right? JC won.
Oh, yeah, he had like an 87.
He's still like an 87, blew us all the way, yeah.
Yeah, and he has such a unique swing, too. You see him off the tee, and you're like, I'm not sure how this guy's going to get it straight. And it's just every time. It's great.
Dead straight every single time. Every single time I saw him swing a club, it went dead straight.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was money. He was good with the putter. It was a good time. You know, Billy was running low on the ground there the whole time, staying right in the middle. It was great.
I will say I am a great golfer from 100 yards out. 100 yards out, I'm like 2 to 3 strokes almost every time, and me and JC make a hell of a scramble team when we play.
Yeah, next time I'd like to be invited. I didn't, must have missed the invitation.
Did you miss the invite?
You were
Did not go?
absolutely invited, sad sack.
I am kidding. I thought it was
With the amount of time I had to remind everybody and resend the directions out to everything, I was like, you have to catch it at one point. It falls on you at a certain point.
I'm going to say Wes's friends, like our friends, and I'm sure all friends, were late to everything growing up from those reminders that we got.
No, so you know what's funny is that like my college friends would actually like get a big rise out of this because I like to poke fun at Nick for being oblivious in life and just like following his own podcast and listening to According to Jim. Like I was very much the same way in college in that I was aloof. I wouldn't show up. I would just show up to things unannounced. I would leave the Irish goodbye. I was just in my own world doing my own thing most of the time. So the fact that I actually like grabbed the bulls by the horns by the bull. Yeah. In fact, that I actually did something would surprise many of my friends from another life.
Well, we appreciate the whole Dork Shared Gooniverse appreciates it. Hopefully there'll be more stuff like that to come. Maybe we can go tobogganing or something when the winter hits.
We brought up paintball.
Oh, I like that.
K1, we talked about it on our podcast.
K1 racing.
Maybe some laser tag if we want to go white trash on it.
Oh, I love it.
I like that. That's real nice.
R.I.P. Laser Quest, Bill. I don't know if you're familiar.
Oh, in Danvers?
That just went down.
Oh,
all right, picking the pod from Dork for that. Also, I didn't even mention it earlier, Bill, when we talked about Wrestling Minute. Road Warrior Animal passed away. So the Road Warriors, aside from Paul Ellering and their weird little dummy there, are all up in heaven with getting the Road Warrior pop, known as the biggest pop in the history of wrestling to some people, probably in a crowd of 10, but nonetheless. So Bill, we'll be back next week with that. You gentlemen have anything else you need to plug before we let you go?
Just my butthole.
Please do.
Can't follow that, man. I'm good.
Appreciate you guys being a part of it. We'll see you all next week. Frank says hi.